This is not going to affect the storyline that is going to be the overarching thing. This is just for fun, just to play with. But to get things started, let me grab an NPC here. Okay, so the setting that we're going to start out in is a community center that has been it's been neglected for some time. You've been called here specifically um, by the Primogen of Clan Bruja of the Helene Bruja. That's the Camarilla faction of Bruja. Um, Billy Smith. When you arrive, he's got his two enforcers, Marco and Rhino, with him. And Rhino is spelled Ryno for rip you a new one. Now, to give a little backstory on what's been going on, also, there have been several events of people breaking into or going into grocery stores, acting as if they're in a daze, and just completely going nuts on the produce department, grabbing it, shoving it in their mouths, basically humans frenzying on vegetables.
Please say somebody took a sledgehammer to the watermelon display.
Nothing with tools. They're actually just wandering in and shoving fruit and vegetables into their mouths.
That's okay. We can make up for their lack of functionality.
Now, in these incidents, which by the way have made it to the news a few times, the people have been taken taken by the authorities and placed in custody. Um, but they're basically being incoherent. Most of them are being seen by therapists, and you guys have been called to this place to discuss the issue with the local Camarilla Bruja. So I guess we'll just start with thank you all for thank you all for joining me tonight here. I'm sure you all had better plans than to spend time in a busted out old piece of shit like this, but we do have a bit of a situation going on, and I want to know if anybody had any idea on what that could be. Notice how I'm inviting a lot of the Anarch community in tonight.
Maybe they got the freaking munchies. Some of the weed nowadays is turbo.
Now, as much as I would like to just go ahead and say it's the drugs in the city, I'm gonna go have to kind of have to put it a little bit more. I don't know. It just seems a little bit more unnatural than that, considering the fact that the people are a little bit incoherent.
Yeah, but that's what you're going to tell the press right off, right?
Oh, the press definitely. The press are definitely being taken in consideration when it comes to that, but we're more wondering what's actually going on.
Okay, so this is not a question of how do we cover this up masquerade wise. It's how do we find out who's doing this and why.
Anybody we know with a vendetta against vegetables?
Have we considered that they're trying to procure offerings and that they might be possessed by deity?
Jesus
Better
The
question.
NPCs are just kind of staring at each other with that one.
Better question. They're going in and scarfing down as much as they want. Like they're hungry. Like they're frenzying.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Till they get pulled off by cops or security guards.
What happens to them after?
What's happening
I
to
mean,
them
once they're
afterwards is they're being taken away by the cops, and They're being placed in proper storage. We'll just put it that way.
No, I guess what I mean is, maybe they come out of their frenzy. I mean, did they normalize, or are they
Does-
locked up, still craving vegetables?
They don't really seem to be coming out of a frenzy.
That's
Are
That
they,
makes this very interesting.
Is their condition changing any?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Like they're wasting away or anything? Anything particularly weird, or they just continuously want to eat more vegetables?
They continuously just want more veggies, as stupid as that sounds, and they become incredibly violent as that happens.
Anybody else thinking we might need to be looking for either a rabbit or a Malkavian?
I'm totally thinking someone has been up to semantics here. They've dominated.
I'm just remembering this series of kids books called Banicula.
Yes, I had the same thought.
Yep.
I wish it was the Vampire Bunny. Particularly.
Well, they're definitely not rabbits, and they're not just sucking the juice out of these things. They're very messily scarfing down the produce.
Do you have any of them?
We in fact have one.
Might we observe your specimen?
That's
Alright.
actually why I wanted as many of you here as possible tonight. In the back room, I actually have one that was recently detained by a couple of my boys over on Powell.
How are you managing to detain these folk? You say that they're incredibly violent as they're scarfing down their vegetables. What processes are you using to detain them?
Handcuffs usually suffices.
Unfortunately, they seem to be immune from any kind of tranquilizer or sedative. They basically tying them up, handcuffing them, like you said, and keeping them in a room. That's pretty much all we can do. A few of them we actually have locked in storage units. We've got up to 20 people so far.
Okay.
Has anyone tried working with them with our unique abilities?
I think that's why we've been gathered here today.
That
No, I mean in
exactly would be
general.
why you're here.
Are they? Do they respond to meat at all?
They don't seem interested. Well, that is, they don't seem interested unless you try to take their stuff. If you take it, we've had one officer get bit.
Did
You
he
start
start
getting
showing
hungry
any
for
weird
carrots.
symptoms?
He has seen a medical physician. There does not seem to be anything transmitted or anything like that, but blood work is being done by our operatives.
So we can rule out plants versus zombies too.
Now, like I said, we've got about upwards to 20 of them. We've only been able to secure one of them in our holding for our uses. The rest of them are being held by loyal retainers.
I guess we should meet him.
Well, like I said, he's in the back room at the moment.
And tranquilizers don't work. Have you tried paralytics?
We've tried a bunch of different stuff, truthfully, on a few different ones. We haven't wanted to use more than one thing at a time on each individual, just in case it affects them differently. But the one that we have here is clean of anything. He was just manhandled into position.
Okay,
So, who wants to take a look?
I'll go have a look at him, and I'll kick on obfuscate so I don't he doesn't see me. I'm gonna go
yes.
observe this creature.
That works. You can go with Rhino. He'll take you to the back and unlock the door for you. And I'm gonna have Rhino cut back to the back room.
I'm gonna activate unseen passage as well.
All right. All right. When you get back there, the door is unlocked and open for you. And do you just go in the room?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. You've got a rather large gentleman in the back who is huddled in a corner. Let me move him back over there. Huddled in a corner over several boxes of just completely chewed up and ripped apart vegetables. And he is just going savage on them. And I guess I'll say Rhino does not enter. He stands back by the door.
Hello. And then after I say that, I'm gonna take a step.
How do we do a rouse check?
Okay.
At the bottom of your character sheet.
Yeah, at the bottom
Is
of
there a
your
button
character
for
sheet.
rouse? I should-
I gotta get used to this. I'm assuming that everybody is just at 1 hunger for right now, unless you've drained
Whatever
someone.
the normal is.
Well, the way that the hunger system works, it goes 1 to 5, and a 1 is typical. The only way to get that 1 hunger off is to completely drain a person dry and kill them. I see, Dawn, you've moved back to the back room also.
I've whispered things at you, in fact.
Oh, I apologize. I did not notice. Oh, okay. Sorry. I was checking. I've got Discord open for that, but I didn't notice your stuff.
I don't really know what to quite do with this guy. I'm not gonna go stop him and get attacked. He doesn't seem to respond to talking, so I'm saying all this out loud, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just saying,
the
Oh yeah, I'm not there.
he's engrossed in what he's doing. He's hunched over animalistically. He's making guttural noises, but no actual words are coming out.
Does anybody happen to have a vegetable? I know it's a long shot.
Unfortunately, I left my bananas at home.
Well, I mean, he's got a whole box. He's got several boxes in there that he's just ripping through.
I'm gonna walk over to him. So I've unholstered my gun, which I'm holding ready at the hip. I'm right-handed. I'm gonna reach out very gently with my left hand. You said he's hunched over, so I'm just gonna gently touch his back. I'm not gonna push him, shove him, poke him, any of that. Just a little light hand touch on the back. See if he does anything.
He kind of jerks forward and just like puts more of himself over the box as if somebody was going to try to take it away from him.
I have a specialty in investigation and supernatural mysteries. Can I run this whole thing through my head and see if there's I don't know if I can use that. I'm not really investigating anything. That would be wrong. I guess a cult would be better. I don't know. I have no idea what else to do with this guy, because if I do anything else, I'm going to have to shoot him. So I'm just going to back away.
Charlie, you were the one who said that you have a specialization in like occult knowledges and stuff, right?
I got a dot in occult, but I have a specialty in investigation of supernatural mysteries.
Okay. Yes, if you want to give me an intelligence plus that investigation, that would be good.
I was gonna find out who these guys are, unless that's what he's doing.
I'm trying.
What do you mean by find out who these guys are?
Like, my character's, hacker type stuff. So like, find out their names, all the things they have in common, stuff like that. All the victims. I mean,
There's really not much that you're finding in common with them if you're looking on the internet. Most of them just seem to be people who live in the area of their given target of assault.
with a specialty, you get a +1 modifier, 1 extra die,
Yep.
1 success.
1 success. Okay. The movements and the guttural action, the more animalistic behavior seems to remind you of actually some situations that have happened in New Orleans not too long ago, around the same time the group known as the Hakata made themselves known.
So when you say it reminds me of the Hakata, it reminds me of how the vampires eat, or ghouls.
Do you, out of character, do you know much about the Hakata?
I love freaking Hakata. Yes.
Okay. Well, then you know out of character that they have a tendency to make specific types of people servitors. People who are a little bit more floppy and lack free will. It kind of falls under the same category as that. This guy seems a little almost animalistically zombified.
Gotcha. I'm not really sure, but I think he is definitely under the influence of one of us, of some sort. This reminds me of some things I've seen before, perhaps in association with what is called now the Hakata. I don't know if you were familiar with that, or you know them by their former names before they came together. But this reminds me of some of the things I've seen from that clan and their servants. So there could be that influence at work. Might not be either. I don't know. I've never really seen the vegetable thing before. That is interesting. But I don't think we're going to have any conversations here. At least I'm not going to.
Billy, the Bruja Primogen is standing in the door as you're talking, and he basically he's just looking at you, and he's like, "So you're telling me the Skullfuckers have something to do with this?"
I'm not saying that they did or didn't. I'm just saying that this kind of reminds me of something I saw before when I was back home.
I like this.
When
This guy looks like someone whose skull's been fucked.
Who exactly are you talking about?
The guy who's eating carrots.
Ah.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this could also be a Malkavian at work. You know, it could be a lot of things, but it just sparks my memory.
More associated with life than death, but I see what you mean.
All right. So, our two running theories here are that the Skullfuckers or the lunatics are involved in this whole situation, and any idea what could they do that would actually cause some shit like this?
Well, we all know that the lunatics do have the penchant to drive others mad. I mean, that's like their whole thing.
Yeah, drive mad, but not angrily vegetarian.
Doesn't that seem like a perfect Malkavian thing to do? Have you ever
It
spent
does
time with
seem
one?
very Malk.
I have some good friends who are Malkavian. They are a riot when they get up to their shit, man. So there's that. There's so many of them. It's not necessarily the Skullfuckers. I mean, they're the ones that you would think you're referring to, the Harbinger family, right?
No, I was talking more about the Giovanni.
Ah. Oh, you meant literal Skullfucker.
Yeah, I meant literal
Gotcha.
Skullfucker.
Does anyone here have control over animals or knowledge of the beast that resides within?
That is
I
not
have
an animal.
one dot in animals.
Because from what I'm seeing, he's acting very animalistic.
I agree. I don't have that skill though.
Marco is going to step forward. So, does animalism powers even work on vegetarians, or is that just like a predator scavenger thing? Like I heard it was just like predators and scavengers.
I try to parcel tongue the vegan.
Nice.
God damn it! With a success of 1. What exactly are you attempting?
Well, it's Who fucking knows? I'm gonna try and feral whispers to this guy.
Okay. He seems to drop what he's doing for a split second and look at you over his shoulder, but he goes right back to that kale.
I'm sorry. Fucking kale.
Holy shit, that almost sort of worked.
Dude, I've been wanting to run this plot line forever. I expected people to laugh at it. I just didn't want it to fuck up my game.
Oh,
I
that's
mean-
beautiful.
Kale does that to a person, honestly.
Thing you know, you're buying small batch butter from a local creamery. It drives people crazy.
I have something I might be able to do to break his concentration.
Go
So,
for it.
um,
Because all I see is String Bean over there being able to talk to rabbits. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to activate all.
Well, when you activate Awe, everybody in the room, first off, has a little bit of a twinge of, what's this guy doing? And, but, and I'm going to go ahead and say Peter Rabbit over there in the corner, he does the same thing that he did when Sam yipped or barked or whatever the hell he did at him. He just kind of looks over his shoulder and then, like, crunches himself down further over the box because you're obviously interested in his food.
You know what? I don't want to be around this in like 2 hours when that goes through his system.
That boy really loves his kale.
There's a lot of fiber this guy's eating.
All right,
One.
so we've got our subject who's in the corner, who has been slightly annoyed twice while he is dining on his sweet tomatoes to go here. All right, so this guy's just munching down. He's not caring. There's actually some points, if you're watching him, that you might be concerned that he may cause himself to choke. And he is getting to the end of... He's getting to the bottom of one box, which, when he does get to the end of it, he will just violently chuck it to the side and move on to the next.
Us to do it, and I think the next step is going to be to start drinking from him, but that's probably a really bad idea.
I mean, I guess you could juice.
No, not me. Mm-mm. I don't need any crazy blood, thank you.
So, this is the Primogen. Any thoughts?
I think we need somebody to maybe get a blood sample from him and examine it.
Well, like I said, we do have some of the victims getting their blood work done right now.
That would be the next best thing. Maybe there's something that we can learn from that. But I mean, unless we get really invasive and potentially into a fight, lose a subject, most likely.
Well,
I don't really.
I can
see what else
probably
we
get
can
more. You know how vegans are. They're easy to find. They're always talking about it.
do. The poor fools. So much good food back home, and none of them even want to eat it. I'm gonna walk out of the room.
Okay. We're all in the hallway. There is a there is a room on the other side of the house that does have some tables we can sit at if we need to have a discussion.
Yeah, I think it's time we talk. I mean, unless somebody wants to do something to it.
All right, so in the other room that the Bruja trio have decided to gather at, it's pretty interesting. It's just a few those plastic folding tables that have been pulled out and put together with a few folding chairs.
So, what would you like to do with your problem?
Well, if it was just one, I'd say kill him. Since it's upwards to 20 of them, then we're looking at it not being my problem. We're looking at it being our problem.
When did this start? How long ago?
The first instance that somebody was actually taken into custody was about 2 weeks ago. We thought it was an isolated event, and it happened at a farmer's market in northeast section of the town.
How quickly did the problem multiply into upwards of 20 people? I mean, was that over the course of the 2 weeks, or did you all of a sudden have 20 within a couple of days?
It's been steady. It has been steady growth.
Do they have anything in common? Are they all men? Are they all, anything at all?
There doesn't seem to be much in common with these people yet. It seems more like just they're attacking the local areas where they live around. They're not traveling far to get to these places.
Are they all clustered in one area? In other words, like a couple of small communities, one community?
Thus far, no. It's been going all over the place. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on, but out of the 72 frickin' neighborhoods in this city, we're looking at a pretty even dispersal.
And when they're not eating vegetables, they stay like in this state of what we're calling a frenzy.
Yeah.
They don't sleep.
We shoved a bunch of boxes in there for him because he started getting highly aggravated and aggressive.
So it started in the northeast and spread from there, or does it all seem to be centralized around that area?
The first person was from the northeast, but yeah, it's been all over the place.
Has there been any pattern of expansion? Does it seem to be radiating out from a place, or has it been completely random?
Seems to be random at the moment.
So I'm gonna go and check where their phones were and what nearby Wi-Fi connections were with them throughout the time, so that so if there were ever, put someplace that was kind of like unusual for them to be for a long period of time, then we'd know the general area where they've kind of gone off to. So I'm gonna try to do that with, what is that? That's intelligence technology.
What exactly are you trying to do? Trying to figure out if they've what was that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to trace their phones to see if there's any like to try to look for a pattern where they've these people have gone to a place where they typically don't go, and or anything like that.
Okay.
Or just
Okay. As far as attacks go, there's only been about we're gonna go ahead and say half of the people that they've picked up have had their cell phones on them when they've been picked up. But go ahead and do an intelligence plus technology roll for that.
And you may have said, but over how many nights have these been turning up?
It's been a few weeks, but it's been slow going. Well, I guess 20. It's been picking up pretty freaking fast, then, hasn't it?
But I would like to go check over this fella.
All right. So you're going into the room.
Mhm.
Okay. As you as you enter the room, you see probably the most comical thing ever as Dawn Rose is tiptoeing up behind the guy, as quiet as a mouse, not making a sound. Not her footsteps aren't making any sound on the tile floor as she's going in to bite him, and completely misses.
I knew it. She's a biter.
It's actually kind of comical because he doesn't even notice that she's trying to, and he just kind of
He just happens to duck.
he happens to go, "Oh look, a gourd," and ducks down just in time for her to miss.
He sees some more kale. I mean, don't lie.
At which
Shard!
my character was laughing. So,
You laugh, he grunts, and he doesn't even really pay attention to what's going on. He just keeps, but he is getting very close to being done with that box. And this is the last box.
I'm gonna see. You decide to see what he tastes like?
Let's try motivation. He's just a biter.
I mean, I figured it might get his attention.
Okay. Have we checked to see if anybody else has bitten him?
It does appear from everything that I can do here that this has got to be mind control more so than anything else. That's my guess. That's my professional opinion.
I seem to recall hearing rumors that Malkavians can be contagious.
I still think somebody pulled his soul out and replaced it with a vegan's.
My current theory is that
So, if somebody's bit him, that might give us clues. Have we actually physically examined this fella?
The Primogen yells from the other room, "Nobody's juiced him yet!"
Yeah, move back over to the door.
I have not
Yeah.
physically examined him, other than looking at what his
To
impulse
assess
might
his
be.
tastiness.
And I thought that I would.
Rhino, go watch them.
See, my thought was that I was willing to be the experimental one for us. If he has something poisoning his blood, I would take one for the team as it is.
How thoughtful. No, by all means, go ahead. There's a lot of us here. I'm pretty sure we can make sure all things go well. You got that, Rhino? You all good with that? And he just sits there in the corner and nods. I do want to watch this though.
I'm gonna take a look.
You're gonna try to bite him too?
I'm not gonna try and bite him. I'm gonna look and see if anybody else has bit him.
Ah, okay. Investigation plus awareness, I guess.
Do not have any investigation, but I have 3 dots in awareness.
Awareness is fine. I'll accept that. It is a supernatural thing that you're trying to figure out.
And awareness, it's asking me which attribute it comes off of.
You're gonna want to go wits on this one.
Okie dokie.
Tony check.
Matters much.
Wits plus awareness.
Wits plus awareness.
Pretty much the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I don't think I have any modifiers that will help me here. Submit. 2 success.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know what the hunger success means.
Hunger success rolled 1. It doesn't mean anything because you have other successes. It's not a big deal.
Cool.
The beast will come forth when nothing else is stopping it.
Fair.
When you're looking at him, you look all over. You can see the visible typical areas for feeding. You can see around his neck and his shoulders. You can see his wrists. His shirt, it's mostly white, so you'd be able to see if there were any spilt anything. And he doesn't seem to have had his pants jostled in any fashion lately. So you really can't see a spot for biting. Also,
Cool.
did we ever get that? Did we end up doing that technology plus wits roll that I asked for earlier? For the phone check thing.
Intelligence technology.
Yes. Did you end up doing that?
Yeah, 4 successes either way. When I rolled it the first time and the second time.
Oh, okay. Thank you. It takes a couple of minutes to get the data, but they do all tend to have one thing in common. Everybody in the last month has been to the Portland Museum of Natural History. At least on the phone records you could find from the people who had them on them.
Right, well, it doesn't look like anything's bit him, so that's good.
Somebody should drain him until he's unconscious.
Who's the lucky volunteer?
I mean, I tried, but my aim was off. Does anyone want to hold him down?
We could try picking you up and just kind of stabbing your fangs into him for you.
Are we playing darts with the Ministry?
Yeah,
I mean,
what's
that
what
might
is
work.
this ministry member? What are they just really short, or what's are they missing this guy?
I don't have anybody who's in the room who can tell you what happened, unfortunately.
Look, he ducked. He wanted the kale. It's not my fault.
Well, he's almost out of kale.
I know. So
Speaking
saying,
of,
Dawn,
everybody
do you relent?
everybody in the room throw me a Dex plus athletics.
Oh boy.
All right. I don't think I need to wait for any more. If you didn't throw them yet, don't worry about it. Charlie.
Go ahead.
Charlie, while you're in the middle of trying to figure out what exactly is going on, our friend here has finished his food, and he has gotten a little belligerent and thrown the box. It's just a cardboard box. It's not going to cause you any physical damage, but he beans you right in the head with the corner of a cardboard box. It does hurt like hell.
Ow.
And you are very, very angry. Can you? I'm gonna go ahead and roll this for you real quick, just to see what happens here. Okay, fun. You get to suffer from your clan compulsion for the rest of the scene.
What is that for Nosferatu? I gotta go look that up real quick.
Okay, for me it's on page 210. Nosferatu is cryptophilia. The need to know. The need to know permeates the vampire. They become consumed with hunger for secrets, to know which few or no one knows. Basically, you're going to be completely obsessed, and you are going to be down 2 traits in all tests that have anything to do with not figuring out what the hell is wrong with this guy.
Great.
You're just taking this personally, probably because of the box.
I kicked
So
the
if I
cardboard.
were to
Go ahead, man.
if I were to share this information that I just learned with him, would it possibly alleviate that?
It would give him direction in which to focus his anger on.
Okay.
But as a fellow, you're a Nosferatu also, right?
Yeah.
Yes, as a fellow Nosferatu, this is very obviously what he's going through. He has become obsessed, which your clan is known to do, with this mystery.
Yeah, so I kicked the cardboard box right back at the guy, and I demand, "What the fuck, man? What is it with the kale? You need to tell me, and you need to tell me now. Somebody needs to let me know, because if they don't, I'm really gonna." And I start walking over to the fellow, and I like tap him on the shoulder as he's munching the carrot, I'm assuming, and I'm like, "Listen, Chief, seriously, no, I don't want the carrot. No, you need to let me know what's happening right
Well,
now."
he's out of carrots, and he's gotten to the point where he's just angry, and he is going to go ahead and try to swing at you since you're poking at him, and that is going to be a well. What action would you like to take if he goes to swing at you?
Since I am in the middle of kind of freaking out on the guy.
Oh yeah, you're pissed.
Yeah. If he tries to swing on me, I'm just gonna shoot him, because I still have my gun out.
You're just gonna shoot him? Okay.
Yeah, I messaged this to Tony. I've been kind of holding it, but yeah, I'm just gonna plug the dude. I'm not aiming for anything big, anything center mass, around the hip, stomach. I'm just gonna put a round in him if he tries to hit me.
Okay. So everybody sees him level his gun at this dude. Anybody do anything before we roll?
I would like to tackle somebody.
Sigh heavily.
I
I
take
would
out
like
my
to
gun
move
and
out of
point
the
it at
way.
the dude too.
Man.
Yay! Who has a Molotov cocktail? I'm tired of this problem. We need a new one.
I will be moving towards the door.
That's smart. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to tackle the dude before he throws
Which
anything
which
else at
dude?
somebody.
Which dude? You're attacking
KO
the
guy.
you're you're attacking
Tackling.
You're gonna attack
Tackling.
Salad Bar.
Yeah, salad bar.
All right, all right. I'm actually gonna roll dice on this one. But go ahead and you are doing Abilene. You're gonna be doing dexterity plus athletics for tackling. Actually, you'd be doing strength plus athletics for tackling.
Can I do brawl and strength?
Sure, that seems fine. And Charlie, go ahead and fire at him, which is going to end up being dexterity plus firearms.
I do actually have a bonus for brawl, grappling. Actually.
Sounds good.
So that would be a 1 for a modifier.
Yes.
Just making sure I had the right rule set, because other rule set has 2. So
And I'm at -2, right, Tony?
gosh,
Yes.
that's a lot of 1s.
Yeah. Well. Yes, because this is more of a frustration thing than actually finding anything out about him. You're not going to shoot the knowledge out of him. If you shoot him, he's not going to leak the knowledge.
But I'm gonna try.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes, 1 success by...
1 success, sorry.
What is that, Tinia?
Yeah, it's a 10 and a 3.
Okay. Okay, so 1 success, 1 success. Somehow, you, how do you pronounce the name Abilene? Is that Tinia?
Tinia. Yeah, Tinia.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I found it on random name generator.
Everything goes off at once with this. What happens when you see him pull the gun and you go to leap at the guy? You miss, but you did end up distracting him to the point where the gun goes off and it hits the brick wall behind the guy. Just as Salad Bar, I'm calling him Salad Bar from now on, just as Salad Bar does a clawed-type hand swing towards Charlie, and he doesn't punch him, he doesn't slap him, he just kind of like violently rakes his hand across his face. And with 1 success, I got 1, you're going to take 1 superficial damage from that. So
1 from the hand rake.
Yeah, and this guy feels like he could do
He
some
scratched
serious
you.
damage. It just happens to be that he was caught off guard by the fact that somebody nearly hit him, nearly landed on him. But he does seem just actively pissed now, and he's growling and swinging wildly. So, anybody else doing anything while the violence is occurring?
Yeah, I'm yelling at him. All you had to do was tell me why you want to eat the kale.
The way this works is if everything happens at once. So there's not really rounds. I just need to know what everybody's doing, and then the rolls will decide how everything goes off. Rhino takes a couple steps forward towards the dude and pulls out a sap, one of those flappy beatdown sticks.
Ooh.
And I guess Salad Bar is going to continue going after Charlie.
Okay. Do we need to roll initiative with each other or anything like that?
No, everything happens at once. You just let me know what's going to happen. We roll dice, and depending on the outcome of the rolls, we decide what happens.
Gotcha.
It's more like turns in diplomacy.
Exactly.
I'm just checking to see how my how celerity and potence come into play with this.
Okay.
I'm gonna holster my gun and run over there and punch this guy. And start kicking at him and basically just kind of attacking him.
All right, you're going in for a beatdown.
Mhm.
All right, strength plus brawl for you.
You got it.
Anybody else?
I plan on.
Yeah, I'm gonna once again try and tackle the guy,
Same roll.
knock him over.
I was gonna take out the stun gun and get him right in the head since I was obfuscated this whole time, so I'll just stun gun him to the head.
Okay, sounds good. That will be a dexterity firearms?
It's a
That'll do it.
one of the little stun stick things.
Oh, okay. Dexterity plus
Melee.
since it's so small, we'll probably just go with brawl on that one. And Dawn leaves the room.
Yeah, I'm not needed here. Y'all got this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. This is a I'll wait outside kind of situation.
I light up.
You light up.
This is as close to popcorn as I get.
Very true. All right. Well, I'm having the vampires obviously be able to move before the human, and so you're jumping on him. Is that what I heard Tinia is doing?
Trying to tackle him again.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just trying to pin him.
Okay. And Charlie got one success in trying to hit him. So the way that it looks like it's gonna go this time, you got 3, he got 1. Sam's lighting up. What's gonna happen is yay. I'm rolling actual dice because I don't like this damn machine. So what's going to happen in this situation is Trinia leaps at him and actually gets on him. He's a big guy, and effectively he's wearing you like a cape at the moment. The Charlie hits him, and it looks like it kind of knocks the wind out of him, but it really doesn't slow him down much because he breaks into a bit of a staggered run since he's now wearing Tinia, and he's running towards Sam.
Oh shit.
If it matters, I did aggravated damage to him. If it did damage him.
Yes, and you definitely did feel bones break underneath his flesh when you hit him.
Why the radishes, man? Why?
Why the
I
radishes?
used to enjoy him too, but this shit ain't right.
What are you doing? You just running?
I'm gonna keep my distance.
I like how the Sun City coterie has just said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out" all the way through.
Man, I got my hands full. I'm trying to get the blunt lit. Backpedaling's as far as I'm going on that.
Okay, so Sam runs out the door, and as Sam runs out the door, you can tell that this dude is actually still trying to go after Sam. What exactly is everybody going to be going for here?
Well, I'm still trying to take him to the ground.
Okay. Are you just trying to like wrestle him down?
Yeah.
Okay. Are
That's
you
essentially
trying
the best
to
bet, 'cause I'm trying to
damage
handle
him, or are you just trying to trip him up?
I'm just trying to trip him up.
Okay. Probably gonna have to go with probably strength plus brawl still on that one. Keep in mind whatever your potence might add also if it does anything.
I'm weirdly not in this situation.
Okay. Did you take the jumping? Are you a bunny again?
No, I've not entirely the. I'm more of a punchy brouhaha.
You're a
this
punchy
time.
brouhaha this time? Okay.
So many jokes about the speedster.
Well, you're definitely slowing the guy down. But if you want to take him down, it's going to be brawl plus strength plus brawl.
Yep.
Anybody else? What else is everybody doing?
I take a quick look behind me. Are there any scraps of vegetables?
There's the bits and pieces here and there, but you're not really seeing much like. I mean, it's more shit that just fell out of his mouth while he was chewing.
Cool. I mean, but it's enough that I can see like maybe a leaf or something that some shit. It's not just crumbs.
Yeah, possibly.
So I'm just gonna roll with this cryptophilia thing and be like, the answer is here, and I'm gonna go over there and start investigating
The
these
produce is the answer.
There must be something to this kale, and so I'm gonna start like rummaging through this pile of shit because beating this guy up. You're right. I'm not getting the answers I need here. If I was thinking clearly, I wouldn't have attacked him, but I wasn't. He attacked me first with a cardboard box. Fuck him. But clearly, he doesn't want me to know what's in this pile of onion. and I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
All right. You can go ahead and roll a. Go with investigation plus awareness. Okay. So is anybody else doing anything to Salad Bar while is anybody else doing anything else while while
This.
Tenia
This
is
going.
is wrestling him to the ground?
That way, but I was curious if Cash Money told the group about what he found out beforehand. But did he end up telling Charlie Robichaux?
I've not told anybody because we were still investigating the salad bar guy, and I thought it would be inappropriate to bring it up during a fight.
Yeah,
Right,
gunshots
I didn't
and
know
all.
if it had started yet.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. You said investigation and what?
Investigation plus wits, because you're looking for something that you're not sure what it is.
Now this isn't a physical thing, so the -2 still applies or no?
You are actively trying to seek answers, so no, it does not.
Okay.
It would. It definitely does.
Oh, I totally failed. Jesus.
Suck.
You roll 20.
Well,
Oh,
you
man.
didn't get a bestial failure, so you're fine. You're not like going to go worse, because if you get one of those and you're already suffering through a compulsion, you're just gonna frenzy. So that's good. That's a good thing. You're not finding anything. This is just chewed up pieces of. This is pulp at this point in time. As for what's going on with Salad Bar and Tiana, he is wrestled towards the ground. As he hits the ground, he does cough up some blood, but he is still definitely fighting to get out the door in the direction that Sam ran. So, what's everybody doing now?
Yes. Yeah, I can't really do anything without really risking Tinia, like hurting. Because if I zap him, she's on top of him. She'll get zapped.
That's why people like to wear Bruja as a cape. They take most of the damage. It's armor.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna shoot him, especially with the ammo types I have. So, yeah, I'm gonna go over to find Charlie. I'm try to get away from.
He's in
I'm
the
just trying to-
corner digging through vegetable refuse.
When you come over, I pick up a handful of ruined carrots and bok choy, and I'm like, the answer's here.
This is the answer, man.
Yeah.
This
You
means
ever-
something.
Have you ever seen bok choy like this?
Chewed up.
I'm gonna be like, maybe the answer's here, and I point out that they've all been to the Natural History Museum, and be like, history is always a big thing for vampires.
Yes. Oh my God. There's
So-
a string of commonality.
So we're gonna go ahead and open this to free action again, because Tinia is successfully holding this guy down, who is he's not he definitely has coughed up some blood. You can also Tinia, you can feel parts of him may have been shifted by that punch Charlie gave him before. He's still on the floor just wailing, and it's like trying to hold down a well oversized toddler that really wants something.
Somebody have something to deal with this problem?
Oh, so she's got him
Pinned.
kind.
Yeah, he's
Pinned?
pinned face down onto the ground, but he's still reaching towards Sam.
I guess I'll go over and
I get it.
drink
man.
drink some blood until he goes unconscious.
You're gonna drink from the dude.
Yeah.
Okay. That is going to be the feeding test for this is just gonna have to be brawl plus strength, and he is fighting back. He's having a hard time doing it, but he is damn well trying. Also, I want to point out to Charlie that this guy, Salad Bar, he really, really wants to get a hold of Sam.
Oh
And
Dude, I get it.
what do-
There are 8 vampires in the room, and you're having this much trouble with 1 human.
That's because everybody is, I think, highly amused at some point watching this go down.
All right, Cash Money. You successfully are able to grab on to one of his flailing limbs and bite down into him. And the blood is very sweet, and it's very the resonance that you're getting from it is very caloric, which fills your body with a feeling of anger and violence and passion and greed.
Hmm.
Also,
Okay, I'm gonna
what is your blood potency? Are you at like a 1 or a 2?
I've no idea what that is. Where is that?
Okay. Do
If
you know?
haven't fought any, you're probably at 1.
Yeah, my one.
Okay. That's not a big deal. Although you are getting
that-
that, although you're getting that,
Is that generation?
that is your generation does affect it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to be like 9th before you get more than 1 as base.
Maybe, yeah.
So
The
just from what I
Yeah,
was,
2 is
I had to
base.
look it up myself.
with all that caloric flavor, all that adrenaline that's pumping through the blood, that's filling you with this.
Caloric.
Yeah. What did I say?
Choleric.
Lord.
Yeah,
Col-
it's not related
oh,
to calories.
Oh, okay.
it's
You're
related to choler.
you're correcting my pronunciation, not saying that I said something different. Okay, that's fine. That choleric adrenaline-filled rush that you're getting, that's just kind of, it's not making you angry, but you can definitely feel the anger in it. But you're also tasting a sourness, like a stale flavor to this blood,
Hmm.
and you just drain him until he stops.
What? Yeah, I'll drain him until he stops flailing. But like, can I kind of sense what his? Actually, yeah, I can probably find his pulse somewhere on here, and so like, what is his pulse or heart rate at?
It's not.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
that's interesting.
He's also not stopping.
Yeah.
Like, you're at the point where if this was a 7-Eleven Big Gulp, you'd be hearing gurgling sounds. There's nothing else in there. You're just sucking on a dry, dead artery at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick out my my Saiga and put it to the back of him and like above the I suppose.
I'm still on
no,
top
wait,
of him,
actually,
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Tinny
better
is still
not.
on top
Never
of him,
mind.
still trying to hold him down.
Okay, I'm gonna inform him that this guy's a vampire.
What?
Billy's gonna walk in the room on that one. The fuck did you just say?
He's got no blood and he's kicking around like like a weirdo. So
He definitely has blood. I can smell it.
All right. Well,
it's
he did
it's in
cough
my-
some up on the ground. Well, somebody fucking stake him.
I I would, but she's on top of him and I don't.
If I
So-
move, he's going to try and eat somebody.
I don't have an extra long stake. Oh wait, no, I can do it from the side. So I'll try to shoot the some flechette rounds into the side of him, see if I can stake him that way.
All right, now.
Is anyone else better with guns? I'm gonna ask as I hold up a shotgun.
I got a 3 in guns,
Oh.
and I'm not frenzied.
That was very much so
Thank you
in
for calling
character. Oh.
Yeah, so here, somebody want to shoot him?
Hey, Glenn, you
heart.
know what the rules for staking in this
Sure.
is, right?
No.
No. Oh,
Wow.
wait. Here it is. To stake a vampire through the heart. I love how it says the hunter. Oh, come on. I'm going to just say the aggressor. The aggressor needs to either hammer the stake into the vampire while they lay sleeping or strike them through the heart during combat. For combat staking, the hunter... God damn it, why does it say hunter? Must make a called shot at a 2-dice penalty and inflict 5 points or more damage before halving. Because keep in mind, all superficial damage to vampires is halved unless it says it's not. So you got to do 5 points of damage to this dude.
Tenia's just like, if you miss, I'll murder you.
If you miss, I'm making you roll again to see if you hit Tinia.
Exactly. That's Tinia in character saying, you miss, I'll murder you.
I mean, my character won't take the shot if you're like he does not have that in him to take the shot while you're there. So he's handing the gun to someone else who is hopefully better at it.
And this dude is just flailing. He's just kicking and screaming, and little flakes of blood that he has in his mouth from when he coughed it up when you punched him is just flying all over the place.
I mean, I'll shoot him, but I'm gonna put the shotgun right on his chest.
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
Give any bonus for point blank?
No, in fact, you're 2 traits down.
Still, even after he told me about the natural history
You're-
exam.
It's because it's a staking challenge. It's automatically 2 traits down.
Consider it this way: you're trying not to hit me, who's still on top of him, holding him down.
I'm actually not counting your 2 trait compulsion thing due to the fact that this could very well help you learn something. You did find a way to make a gun make you learn something.
That's yes. See, I am from the south. Antonia, if I hit you, I'm really sorry. I'll go for it. Let's see.
All right, that's going to be I will let you choose between dexterity plus firearms and wits plus firearms for this. Whichever is higher.
Wits is going to be higher for sure.
2 successes.
Hey, 2 successes.
So, you hit him because you had it pressed right across, and
With flechette rounds,
You
yeah,
did-
I
you-
should open him up.
you did some damn good damage. He is flayed open. But you did not pierce his heart. However, I will let you go again.
Oh yeah.
Given the fact that you have 2 successes, we're going to go ahead and count that as 2 damage. And I'm going to take away the -2 since he's so split open now. So all you have to do is 3 more damage to actually get him staked.
I mean, is he so split open that I can like see inside of him? Can I reach in there with potence and crush his heart?
Yes, you can.
Let's go with that.
Your outfit is ruined, Tinia, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tinia.
If I'm going to need to roll anything.
You are covered in gore, but none of it smells appetizing. Your beast doesn't even want this.
I'm assuming brawl and wits.
Actually, this is just going to be brawl and strength since he's splayed open. Tinia, do me a favor and do intelligence. Give me a intelligence plus composure test. Yes, I do understand those are 2 attributes.
Well, that's a big fat lot of 0.
Never mind.
Do you want this to still be at -2 with reaching in and trying to crush
No.
the heart?
No -2. You only got to do 3 damage to him.
3 successes.
3 successes.
No. Yes. No, 1 success. I keep looking at that hunger. bar
1
and thinking
success. Are you using your potence?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna. He's prone at this point. He's being held down, and you can see what you're trying to crush, and it is going to pop like a old grapefruit. It's just gonna in your hand, which is going to release a thick black viscous fluid that covers your hands. And he's
Just did it to
he's
me.
still trying to get Sam.
Still holding on to him.
Mm.
WTF? He's not dead.
He's
No.
not dead.
Yeah, Billy, the Primogen who's standing by the door, is going, that ain't no fucking Kindred.
Okay. Can I make eye contact with him?
You can look him in the eye.
Yeah. what I'm
Um,
saying.
he's trying to look around you to get towards Sam.
Well, I'd like to try to do.
He does
Cloud
seem to
memory.
be moving a little bit more sluggishly. He's not making as much of a fuss. It's easier to hold him down now.
I'd like to take my two hands and attempt to hold his head and get him to look at me so I can do cloud memory. And
Okay?
I need you to forget all about this, man.
Remember that we crushed your heart.
Forget everything.
I want you to
right
forget this
now.
Valentine's Day. Okay, so first I need you to roll. Oh God! First I need you to roll probably dexterity plus brawl because he's trying to thrash around, and then you can go ahead and throw your your cloud memory test.
Any modifiers to the Dex and Brawl?
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're up 2 points.
Up 2 points. Beautiful.
Yeah, you're gonna get a bonus modifier of 2.
Wow. One
Okay.
success.
You grab him in the face. You grab him by the face, and his glazed over eyes look towards you. That horrible smell of old blood and carrot juice pours out of his mouth into your face.
3 successes on getting him to forget.
He doesn't look like he remembers anything anyway.
Yeah, but did he calm down?
No.
Fuck.
No.
No, he doesn't look like his eyes are receptive to take anything in like that.
I'm gonna run outside.
Whatever you're
and
doing,
grab
since
a-
you've already got a hand on his head, turn around backwards.
I mean, I guess we can do that. I was just gonna shoot him in the fucking face at this point.
You just
I mean,
snapping
you
his
know,
neck.
Sure. I
Okay.
mean, what would you like for that? Brawl and strength?
He's held down. He has taken a lot of damage, and he's just slightly hanging on here. So you're able to just pull his neck a complete 180 without a big issue. There's a pop, a really sickening wet pop sound, and then his body just falls limp to the ground. But he just keeps opening and closing his mouth like a goldfish that popped out of its tank. He's not moving. Tinia can definitely get off of him. He's completely limp.
Which she proceeds to do. Just kind of looking at the horror show that this turned into.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
please.
Sorry for ruining your attire, madam.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
insist also on everything that's going on. Charlie, you're the one who did the neck snapping, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a stain
Oh.
on your soul. Not like it's really going to affect anything, because when game starts, I'm not holding you to it. But you're going to go ahead and take a stain. If he wasn't still opening and closing his mouth, I'd probably give you 2. But he's not quite dead yet.
Oh my god.
I think we'll go for a walk.
I stand up, I flick the gore down onto him. I assume he's on the ground, and I look around. I'm like, I'm done. Does anybody else want to make him stop moving his mouth? Crushed his heart. I've snapped his neck.
Tinian's
I've shot him with a shotgun. Anybody else? Anybody else? Are you not entertained?
If nobody else is doing anything, Rhino will start stepping forward.
Tinia
Which I
kind
will
of
say.
bends down his look, kind of pokes the head.
I would start take like I would let him know that I'm gonna go get some samples, and my character would go out to his RV where he's got like a mini lab, and it's sort of a surveillance van, and he would come back in with a little case to get tissue samples and all kinds of stuff like that for further like inspection and whatnot. I'm assuming they're not gonna let me take him back for dissection, but if they want, I can.
Is your RV outside in the front or the back?
Wherever they would have me park it, I would probably have asked them where they wanted it.
Okay, okay. Parking was towards the front. When you get out there, there's a younger, kind of punkish looking black chick sitting outside on the porch smoking a cigarette. And when you walk past her, she nods to a group of people who are standing outside, maybe 3, 4 dozen of them, and says, "Day with you?"
Eh,
I don't know any of them.
When you look out towards your truck, there's a bunch of people who are kind of in a tired, dragging walk. And every time they pass some kind of bush or tree, they reach over and just start shoving foliage into their mouth.
So one thing that Tinia was going to ask: anybody got a bat, a stake, or a kitchen knife? Zombies, right? You gotta destroy the brain.
Rhino walks up and he puts his foot down on the skull.
That works too.
The mouth stops moving. Very sickening, wet, slurping sound when he pulls this boot out.
Mr. Rhino, I have a question for you.
He looks at you.
Did you know that smashing his brain would do that immediately?
Zombies, right?
He looks at
I
you.
like-
He looks at you and then reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small flat board. He reaches into his other pocket and pulls out a small piece of chalk. You'll notice that you're up close to him that he has a very jagged, gnarly looking scar across his throat.
Okay.
After a couple seconds, he holds the board up to you and it says, "You crush the brain of anything and it dies."
True. Okay.
Yeah, I like my character coming back with this case and like just like looking at the dead body already squished, and he's just like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
And,
it's a horror scene.
We've got more more guests, I assume, are arriving. I don't know them.
Marco, who's in the hall still, is going to run towards the front windows. In a blink of an eye, Billy Smith is going to be with him. Rhino is just wiping off his shoes.
Tanya is getting the worst of the gore off. I do change of clothes.
Anybody who goes to the front can see that there is a wall of these things coming towards the house.
Oh, fucking shit, guys.
And that's where I'm going to call post. I understand that it's a
Zombies.
bit anticlimactic. No, vegan zombies.
So yeah, it's Plants vs Zombies.
Vegan,
Hold on a second.
vegan zombies like grains.
Yeah,
Oh, that
it's
was
the
fun.
zombies from The Sims.
There's
Thank
a
God this wasn't freaking canon, because this was ridiculous.
no, I know. I've wanted to run this plot line for a long, long time, and I've wanted to go a lot deeper than this. But the idea,
I'm
Yeah.
pretty stoked about this one. This was pretty dang good. Like, for somebody
Heck,
who's run
I'm down to
campaigns
keep
in a long
following this
time.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Well, I appreciate the hell out of this insanity, but it's still goofy as hell.
Now,
I'm just glad it's the one-off.
I was inspired by this by a couple of by a couple different things. First off, was I saw a meme a while ago that said vegan zombies eat grains, and I thought that was hilarious. The second thing was there's actually there's paperwork that the UN has actually come up with on how to deal with a zombie apocalypse, and it's all posturing, it's all exercise about like what what would happen, and one of the categories that they have for zombies, because they actually have natural, supernatural, vegetarian, like there's actually like a whole lineup of them, parasitic, space radiation. The vegetarian zombie situation is really what caught my mind. And then also, back when I still used to shop at Walmart, I was in the produce section one time and I watched a grown man walk up and just start eating tomatoes. He was escorted out of the store by the security guards. And anything that he touched but did not look like it had been bitten, they picked up and put right back on the fucking stand.
Oh boy.
That was the whole point, is that one of these zombies had gotten into a store, and then the people who worked there just picked up the contaminated stuff and spread the disease further.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm really glad this is going to be canon, because my character is definitely a plague bearer now.
You're just full of fruit juice.
Given current news, that sounds exactly like what would still happen.
Well, that was only a couple of years ago when I saw that happen. But yeah, I've always wanted to do this, and I've wanted to make a huge plot line out of it. But I also didn't want to, as much as I love the zombie genre, I've never wanted to fuck over one of my plot lines with the zombie genre. Because that's an end game. Like, you can't come back to the masquerade.
That is the setting.
You can't have a full-on zombie apocalypse and then come back to the masquerade. You just can't.
Yeah.
Well, there are
Vampires
ways.
during the zombie apocalypse is a genre, is a setting unto itself.
Which I love, even classic zombies, where the whole, like, flesh-eating Romero-style zombie. Because if you have a group of vampires who are outside and zombies walk up, I personally would see the zombies walk right past the vampires. And at first, the vampires would be like, well, that sucks, but, nothing's wrong with us, and they'd leave, until they realize their food supply is fucked.
Yep, they're competing for the same resources.
Exactly.
That was awesome.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stupidity that was that that fun thing right there.
No, that was fun.
At the
That was a lot of
Museum
fun.
of Natural History.
Yep, I was there was more to that with the Museum of Natural History, but I did see that it is after midnight, and we got started kind of late, but I'm glad that we were able to talk as much as we had. But yeah, it is well known in this city to the kindred who are going to be here that the Hekata do have ties to the museum. So that will not be that much of a shock when you guys are in the actual game.
Yeah, man, you had my brain clicking on like Nagaraja vegans. Somehow.
Vegan
You know what I'm
Nagaraja.
saying? I was like, oh man, that what a concept, you know?
Did anybody not have a good time with this?
That was fun.
Awesome. I'm very happy that people enjoyed then.